Jackie DeAngelis is here, co-host of the Big Money Show on Fox Business. I basically just want to let you talk. So, top line thought, if you will, on this whole thing with tariffs right now.
This is going to be hard. It might be a little painful, but the CEO of our country, President Donald Trump, is actually doing something that is really courageous, Harris. Nobody has tried to do this, even though we've known for the last 30 years that we need to, that China's taking advantage of us, that our trade partners are taking advantage of us. But the status quo has been so much easier for everybody to deal with. People are worried about re-election and how a difficult time period might impact them. They're not thinking about America.
You're talking about people on both sides of the political aisle.
Both sides of the aisle.
Interesting.
And so what I think Donald Trump is doing here, and we have to bear with him while it could be a little painful, is to ride through that time that we bring manufacturing home and we incentivize companies to manufacture here.
I want to hit a couple of things that may not have been buzzwords necessarily, but they are now. Transition, that makes people nervous.
Yes.
I mean, what does that mean? What's the amount of time? What do we feel in the meantime? Are there any offsets the president can do? Like with corporations, can he start to lower their tax rate right now so that they don't have to pass on every cost to us, the consumer?
And he's going to. He's saying, if you bring your manufacturing here, if you start building plants, I'm going to cut regulations and make it easier for you to do that, to quicken the process.
Right. So my question, though, was how fast can that go? Because you can't build a corporation's headquarters in 24 hours.
No, it's going to take some time. It's going to take years. But think about the CHIPS Act and the almost $300 billion that we gave. We subsidized companies, by the way, that didn't need subsidies to build manufacturing plants, and they haven't even done it yet. These companies, with their own money, will come here to take advantage of what Donald Trump is offering.
Can we get any of that money back? If they haven't built the plant yet?
I'm not sure what the clawbacks are or what the real, if that's realistic, but it's a massive number and nothing's happened. No jobs, no manufacturing, no chips yet.
I know it's not a verb, but it should be. They need to doge that.
Right.
Last quick kind of buzzword that makes people nervous, and that's more factory workers. It feels very 1947. I think that has a different connotation today. What is it?
Well, I think it's important to be able to go back to that era because you're going to be employing more people. You're going to have people in this country that feel good about the jobs that they're doing. Yes, it's going to work with AI. Yes, we're going to sort of change and evolve with technology, but they'll have benefits. It's a good thing to bring it home. You don't want the robots being made in China.
Well, and innovation goes with that. I mean, you need innovators in factory life as well. Those people who know the integration systems and all of that. Okay. Thank you for that. We'll move forward. A new opinion piece titled, America's Crushing National Debt, Threat to Freedom. And here's part of it. A crushing national debt affects our nation's ability to protect itself, project strength, and have a sustainable private economy. The left-wing Brookings institution argued that half of our current deficit financing is being provided by foreigners. Well, that's not good.
No, it's not good. And this is the problem. We've known that China's been, for example, gaining dominance over time. And we've known that we need to kind of decouple or find a way to do this and bring things home. As I said, nobody's been courageous enough to do it. I think if we stick this out for the long term, it's actually going to, be very, very beneficial and profitable for companies, too. We get our dominance back. Look at what Trump did with energy. We were the #1 producer in the world. We had the resources here. To me, this is the same exact kind of thing. You just have to be able to tap into it. And people have been too scared to do that. And as I said, it's not going to happen overnight. It doesn't happen with a flick of a switch. We might go through a period where our growth is not as high as President Trump would like to see it. But if we stick with it, the benefits long term are going to be so huge for this country.
Okay, you mentioned a word, and I know Americans understand it. It's courage.
Yeah.
And maybe we need to hear that directly from the president. He's being courageous, is what you said at first. And we must have that courage, too.
Absolutely. And we got to stand by him in solidarity because this isn't going to work if we're not united as a country, if the American people don't get behind this. The notion of tariffs and higher prices are scary, but think about everything he is doing, like a circle with spokes in the wheel. They all fit together. So if he is able to get that growth, cut the taxes, bring some energy costs down. Maybe it'll be offset with a tiny bit of inflation here or there. It will balance out. It's actually a brilliant strategy, but all the spokes have to work together, and everybody's got to help him do it. If people get in his way, they're going to create a situation where we run into a brick wall.
Yeah, and you mentioned the tax cuts. what you're talking about is extending those 2017 cuts. Don't do what Democrats want the president to do and let those, expire.
Right.
Yeah, you got to keep those in place, and that takes Congress. So we'll see what happens.
We will see.
Love having you on the show.
Thank
you
you
for being here.